All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do ears as well as the cheekbones and part of the skin, really the rest of the skin, but I'm going to start off with ears. So first thing you do, you open up your file, of course, Window, Workspace, Essentials Classic, Reset Essentials Classic, same as before, you lock everything else except for the artwork file, which is what you're actually going to be working on. And for the ear, I'm going to show you a few inspirations on here. You can see how it's created. There are different shapes within the ear. It's a very complicated part of the face itself, but it gives you a lot of highs or highlights and shadows, darks, lights, and all of that come out to be this three-dimensional looking shape. And it resembles the ear. For most girls, like if they're covering up their ears, you won't see much of that. For some of you guys, you may not. This is a very different style, but you can see, for me, I wouldn't have had that shape that has that light color all the way around. But again, it goes with that style. For the style that we're going for, it doesn't really lend itself to that. So if you do it very simple from the beginning, then you need to simplify all the other parts of the face. This one right here, similar style, right? Let's go to ours, which is right here in Illustrator. So what I've done, I've gone ahead and I've done part of the beard. I haven't done the inside yet. I did the same thing for the fur. I just outlined it, haven't done the inside. But I'm gonna start with the ear because it goes around there, right? Like my beard is partially in the way. The fur is partially in the way, actually a lot in the way. So I'm just gonna outline the shape of my ear. So I have to go around those things. I'm gonna click over here. Hit escape. I'm gonna click over here. So I'm gonna pretend that you can't actually see through the fur right here. I know you can see it, but the way that I'm gonna fill it in, it's gonna be as if it's not there at all. All right, so that's just outlining that first part. The second part, you can see like the harder edges, right? Anything that's a hard edge, like this right here. Now with this, I am gonna divide it into light, medium, and dark. I'm going to make sure I stick to the outside part of that. Here, hit escape. So you can see right here, I can outline this part. This little section right here is going to make it look three-dimensional, like a scooped in part of that edge right there. So the next part is right here. It's weird that it lines up with that point, but that's fine. Hit escape. I can see a difference right here. Right here, right here. There is that little part right there. Okay, right over here. And now I want to separate that highlight that's right there in the middle. There you go. Let's see what else. Okay, the little earlobe part right here, I can see that there is a little bit of a transition there. I'm just trying to look for any shapes that are gonna give me that three-dimensional look. And then after that, which I've already done right here, I could go in and fill in the rest with shapes. Now the shapes should still represent it, like this right here. I'm gonna divide this like this, then another one like this. Same thing with the part on the outside, like this. This right here. This part I'm actually going to extend down here and maybe there. This is going to go right into the skin, so here. This part I could see it kind of rounds out, so I'm going to try to mimic that with at least one line. There you go, and now I could divide that into shapes. I don't want to go too detailed with this, so part of what I'm doing right now is just trying to see where I could draw lines and maybe where I don't have to draw lines. There you go. This part, divide that. This part, maybe divide this. I just don't want to have shapes that span like a large section and have multiple colors. Like right here, there's a medium to a light right there. So I want to divide that in here as well. right, this one, I'm just gonna divide one more time. There you go, let me hide my photo. And you can see it doesn't look much like an ear, but once we start adding color and the difference between the ear and the fur, or the ear and my beard, that's gonna make sense. All right, I would just continue that part right there, going all the way into the skin. But let me show you the cheekbones, because the last thing we did was the nose. And you can see I've probably like moved some of these lines around. I rethought through some of those things. This part right here, the bottom of the eye, I'm gonna wanna continue that. And you can see it kind of goes up to here. And then right here are my cheekbones. It's hard to see them, but I'm gonna outline them. And this part right here, this kind of transitions into that part of the jaw, right? Now, each one of us is gonna be different, obviously. You can see this part right here. There's usually a line for some people right here. And that creates the shape that is part of your cheekbone. Maybe your cheekbones are a little bit higher, maybe they're not. But yeah, the shapes that go within here should mimic the shape of what's behind it. So this right here might look something like this. This one may go something like this. Let's see. I know this section comes down like this. And like I said before, parts of this are like trial and error. You're just going around and you're like, does that look correct? Yeah, maybe it makes it look flat. You have to keep going back and hiding the photo to kind of see what it makes it look like. I know you can't fully tell with just looking at the lines. Once you have color in it, it's gonna make more sense, but the shapes should still resemble that three-dimensional effect. Or the three-dimensional shape, actually. Maybe over here, divide things there. This, maybe this way. And that part creates the cheeks right there. This part, I'll probably continue some of those lines, the lines that show up at the bottom of my eye. Here you go. Maybe one line from here. Dividing this, light, medium, and dark. There. Maybe there, let's see. No, it looks a little bit flat right now. So I need to work on just changing these shapes, moving these things around, making sure that it does look three-dimensional. Again, I was going off of what I was seeing right there, but obviously it doesn't look as three-dimensional. Like the cheeks don't really stand out as much. And maybe some of these lines just have to be moved over, right? A bigger shape right there, smaller shape right there. That shows that there's a bigger transition of like a curve to show the cheekbones. And maybe this one I delete. Maybe this one I pull up here. Let's see. This one up here. And as I'm moving these around, I'm not showing the photo, but I'm looking at it as it is. So it looks more like skin right now. It doesn't necessarily highlight my cheekbones, but then again, if you look at my photo, I don't have very high cheekbones or very pronounced cheekbones. Right here there is, and I'll show you what this looks like. You can see the transition right here. Goes right into this right here. And maybe this section. Right there. And then I could go in and do the same thing I did here, creating shapes that will eventually determine like how round or how high my cheekbones are, and it transitions from the nose right into the skin. All right? Hope this helps. Enjoy, guys.